So we were so excited when we found out we were pregnant. And the pregnancy progressed like a typical pregnancy.
I was a very ripe age of 31 at that time and had no health problems at all. I mean, took no medications, no nothing.
I always eat healthy, exercise. I'm actually married to a physician, so he makes sure that you know, I was being healthy and doing all the right things.
Well, I would say, a very active lifestyle. I work out usually in the morning with some type of a running, some type of aerobic type exercising, a lot of bicycling.
Labor was really pretty easy. Delivery was a little more difficult, very close to a C-section because he was so big. But he came out, everything was fine.
And I went to sit down and she looked over and heard me making some kind of funny noise. And I slumped over and she just screamed and yelled to one of our friends. They ran over and ripped off all my clothes and started doing CPR immediately.
But they were treating him for, you know, different respiratory infections. Finally, his pediatrician did a chest x-ray to check for pneumonia. And that's when they finally saw that he had a congenital heart defect.
Because I was having shortness of breath and I was very fatigued and wasn't sure what was going on. When I went in, they realized that I had had a massive heart attack.
So unbeknownst to me, the pediatrician who checked him when he was born had contacted the specialist, the pediatric cardiologist, because when he listened to his heart, he heard a very distinct murmur and knew that something wasn't right. So he was diagnosed right then and there with a congenital heart defect called tetralogy of Fallot.
My normal workout is about a 30-minute workout. Try to get my heart rate up to about 140 and hold it there. I worked for 3 minutes and I was out of breath and I had pain in my chest. I could not go on any further. One artery completely blocked, 4 of them 80% blocked, and so they had to go in for open heart surgery.
In the past, say 30 years, cardiovascular research has really come forward in great strides. In the late 70s, for instance, people who had heart attacks who went into the emergency room, their 30-day survival was about 60%. Currently here in San Antonio at University Hospital, our 30-day survival rate is 97%. And so just in this short 30-year time frame, research has really driven the technology and therapy for heart attack patients.
As the technology and the science and the research evolves, it just makes the quality of life better.
Unfortunately, it took me going through this experience to make me realize the wonderful work that the American Heart Association does. Without their efforts and the efforts of previous volunteers to raise this money for research, you know, I really don't feel like my son would be here today.
You know, with the open heart surgery, it's just amazing what they can do now. And I think that research is the key to that, and they are dependent upon it. And these doctors and people like me are alive and well today because of it. And I know it's certainly, and I'm just one of, I'm sure, millions who fall into that category, that thanks to the American Heart Association, these doctors are able to get the answers that they need to save lives.
The recovery was incredible. They had no idea we would go home so early.
Really?
And I just thank God that those doctors and that staff was incredible. I mean, we went home on the 3rd day. I mean, after having heart surgery, I couldn't believe it.
Finally was able to go out independently. I couldn't drive for the first 6 months. You had to be shock-free for 6 months because they didn't want you to get shocked while you were driving. So all of those are small milestones that occurred probably in the first 2 to 3 years, and then I was able to progressively go out and do other things.
Now I'm trying to do everything I can from a diet standpoint to make sure that I can overcome this heart disease. And but it's exercise. I think exercise, diet, lifestyle are critical to me.
Huge weight was lifted from my shoulders when we knew he was going to be okay. You know, at first when he came out of surgery, no, it was still touch and go. He still got all the tubes. He's in ICU. You know, we're there with him 24/7. And but then when he got moved to a regular room, it was just like the sun was shining again. It was great.
Thank you very much for donating to the American Heart Association and the American Heart Walk. Your dollars go directly to my lab and fund my research.
Hi there, walkers. Welcome to the Heart Walk, and make sure you're out there walking hard for us and keep out looking for Team Zacatech. We will be out there with you, and we might be passing you up, so you better keep up.
Hey guys, I want to thank you all for all your support and for walking for the American Heart Association and for helping raise money.
Thank you to the American Heart Association for all that you're doing for this cause, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
I look forward to seeing everybody out there and walking and keeping your hearts healthy and having a good time. It's your support that truly helps families be able to enjoy their children and all their other loved ones. So thank you.
I think that when you get down to, I guess you might say, the bottom line, your mortality, you know, life and death issues, you're so fortunate when you know that there are people in your life who have given so that you might live. And my wife, my family, and the millions of people who have donated to the American Heart Association, I thank you from literally the bottom of a heart, the heart that is not as healthy perhaps as it should be, but it's getting healthier and stronger. And I'm still around to hopefully make an impact in the lives of young men, and I thank you for that.